Hello everyone, hope you guys be fine and doing well. Again, this is me Saurabh with new class of CCNA. So yeah guys, and if you guys have any doubt, question, suggestion, please kindly contact us through our social media. It can be our Facebook or YouTube channel. So yeah guys, let's start the new class what we have. Let's start. Right. So guys, today we are going to cover the following topics. Basic configuration of the router. Basic configuration of the router. We're going to talk about the hostname, banner, how to apply password for the user mode, how to apply password for privilege modes, how to apply password for the remote configuration, how to encrypt all the passwords, how to write a description, how to do logging synchronize, how to do the exact timeout, how to disable the automatic domain lookup, how to assign duplex for the router port, and how to assign speed for the router ports. So these are, we can say, the 12, we can say, subtopics which belong to router configuration, which we are going to, we can say, do by this video. So yeah guys, let's get started. So first thing guys is we are going to talk about the hostname. What is hostname? Hostname, it's going to rename the router. Suppose first our router is router. So we are writing hostname space floor 1. Now you can see it become floor config. Suppose if you write hostname, suppose you are writing hostname Dubai. Now this one changed to Dubai. So simple guys, what you have to do, simple, you are writing hostname, then put a space. After space, when you write anything, that will become the name of switch or the name of your router. Suppose you are putting Sohra. Now this one become the name of your router. Simple. Hostname space, write any words which you want. That become the name of the router. So simple guys, this is how we did. Only one line configuration. Put hostname space, then write anything. Clear? Fine. Then what is the next things which we are going to do? The next things is about banner. What is banner? What is the job of this command? It gives a warning, it gives an information, it gives a welcoming for a user to access the router. It gives a warning or it gives information or welcoming for a user to access the router. So how we should write this one? We are writing banner MOTD. Then we have a start symbol and end symbol. Then in here we are writing our message. Okay guys, suppose I'm saying that, suppose if I am not using banner here, if I am using banner here, so what is the difference? So here I am not using banner, here I am using banner. So suppose this is router, this is user mode, this is also router, which is user mode. Now in here we do not have a banner because we didn't write anything. When a new user come, directly he can access to the user mode. But if we write a banner before a user enter to the user mode, he got a message here. For example, please welcome. So this message will display when a new user want to access the user mode. So in here now you can say there is no message because we didn't use the banner. In here we use the message. We got a banner. So simple, banner gives a warning, it gives an information, a welcoming. When a user want to access the user mode, before that he got a message. So simple, we are writing banner MOTD. So we are writing banner MOTD. After banner MOTD, put a symbol, then write your message. Suppose another, I'm writing banner MOTD, then I'm putting a dollar symbol, and in here also I put $1 symbol. Now in here write your message, welcome to free CCNA training. So now when this message will display now when someone want to access the user mode. So simple, guys. Banner MOTD, you have a star symbol and N symbol. Between these two symbols you have to write your message. So simple, guys. Hope you understand. So let's move to the next. Apply password for the user mode. By default, everyone can access the router because there is no password. Yes, by default, everyone can access the router because there is no password. What we want? We want to apply a password for the user mode. That's also called console port. So what is the code? Line console 0, write password, put any password. Suppose I put password, then login. So simple, guys. Now, if this is the user, he's connecting via console to this. Now he want to access the router. He directly enter to the router because there is no password. There is no any password. So now in here now we are going to say that no, when a user entering via console to the router, he should be authorized or he should be asked by the password. If he know the password, he can access. If he doesn't know, he cannot. Clear, guys? Fine. So simple, guys. Look, I'm going to give a scenario. If I'm not using, suppose in here our user modes, I'm writing user modes. In here also suppose the user modes. Okay. In here I'm not applying any password, but in here I'm applying a password. Suppose if someone want to access this one router to the user mode, because there's no password, he directly enter to the user mode. Because I do not have password. But now if I write this command line in the router, suppose in here what happened? When someone want to access the user mode, before he's going to be asked by the password. Suppose I put the password Sohrab, so I have to type Sohrab, then I can access the user mode. So simple, guys. Applying password for the user mode. By default, there's no any password, but we have to put a password for the sake of security. So we have to write line console 0. Only we have to put 0 password. After password, write anything, any password you want. Suppose I put Sohrab. You can put anything. Then write login. Only 3 lines. So these 3 lines will give, we can say, a password for your user mode. So simple, guys. Hope you understood. Now let's move to the next. Okay. Now we have user mode is done. Now we want to apply password for the privilege mode. So to apply a password for the privilege mode, there are 2 commands. It is optional whether I use this one, whether I use this one. If I write this one, enable password network, or I'm using enable secret network. So I have 2 options. Which one I have to pick? Whether I have to write this command, whether I have to write this command. But there is a difference. If I write enable password, then this is my password. And here my password is in clear format. But if I write enable secret, this is my password. And here my password is encrypted. So look, guys, and here I'm using enable password. So now you can see if I do show random config, someone can see me that my password is network. But in here, if I type enable secret network 1, if I do show running config, now you can see my password is encrypted. My password is encrypted. It's not written there that it is network 1. Network 1. Now you can see the network 1 is encrypted in this garbage values. In this garbage values. Okay. So simple, guys. Now I have told you that we have user mode. User mode. And we have privilege mode. Privilege mode. Okay. We already studied that how we should put a password for the user mode. Now, if we want to put the password for the privilege mode, how we can do that? So if we want to put the password for the privilege mode, it is your choice. You can write this command or you can write this command. Suppose, now consider a scenario. Suppose we have router hash, which is what? Privilege mode. And here also router hash, which is privilege mode. So in here, I'm not using privilege password. And in here, I'm using for the privilege password. So in here, suppose if someone come, first he see the user mode, router greater sign. Then after that, he can directly enter to the privilege mode. Privilege mode, in here there is no password. But if we use one of these, in here, if someone want to come, suppose this is user mode. If someone want to come from user mode to privilege mode, in here they have to write the password. They have to write the password. Suppose maybe they write the network or network 1. It is that type. So simple, guys. If we want to put privilege password, we can use one of these commands. One of this command. This one, enable password. Suppose if I type this one, enable password. So after enable password, you can write your password, anything you want. Suppose enable password, Tom Jerry. Tom Jerry. So now, anyone who want to come from user mode to privilege mode, they have to write Tom Jerry. Else you can. Or you can write enable secret. Enable secret. So when you type enable secret, then write your password, anything you want. Suppose enable secret, right? We can say Dubai. So now, if someone come now from want to access the privilege mode, he should know the password of Dubai. Else he's not going to able to, we can say, access the privilege mode of the router. So simple, guys. These two commands are using to put a password for privilege mode of the router. So simple. Now let's move to the next what we have. So now applying password for the remote configuration. Remote configuration. Okay. So look, guys, we can configure a router via two ways. One via console. It means we are physically connecting. Suppose this is our router, and we are putting one PC connecting via console. And the second one, if we are connecting remotely. Suppose here is our router, and our router is in USA, and suppose we are in Japan. Suppose here is our company, we are in Japan. So now I want to configure this router from Japan to here remotely. So now how we should now configure this part? How we should configure a router remotely. So simple, guys. To configure a router remotely, we have two methods. We can use Telnet or we can use SSH. There are two protocols which are used to configure a router remotely. It can be Telnet or SSH. So it is very simple. Go to the router, write line VTY05. You can put 06, 07 till 15. You can put 015. Good. Then write password. Then after password, put any password. Then login. So suppose now this is our router. I want to configure something here. What's my router? My router is in Dubai. And here's my user. My user is what? In USA. So first what I have to do? First I have to configure some few lines for this router that it become remotely configurable. So now what I have to write? in this router, line VTY06. Then I am writing password car, CAR. Then write login. Okay. Now, if this user want to access remotely this, we can say router. So now what he is going to do, he is going to telnet to this IP address. Suppose it has an IP address 192.168.1.1. When he did telnet, then in here they are going to ask about the password. What password I have to? So in here I have to write this password. Car. Then I am able to access the router from US to Dubai. So simple, guys. This commands, these 3 lines are used to configure a router, to make a router, we can say that people can use from 4 places remotely. So yeah, simple, guys. Then what else we have? Encrypt all the passwords. So now look, guys, we have 2 things. One thing, we have clear format. One is called encrypted. So what do you mean by clear? Clear means your password, someone can see your password. It means it is not secure. It is not too much secure. But encrypted, in here it has very high security. Security is very good. So in here we are writing one command that it is going to encrypt all the passwords. It is going to encrypt all the passwords. So encrypt all the password, and it encrypts all the password. Maybe the password which we already used in the past, or maybe the password, any password which will be used in the future. It is recommended for all network engineers. Anytime when you write anything, please write this command, service password encryption. It is going to encrypt all your password. So yeah, guys, this line command is using to encrypt all your password. Okay, so suppose we already studied about, we can say, suppose if I write enable password. Look, this command is used to put a password for the privilege mode. Enable password car. So in here, if I do show running config, in here, there I can see that my password is car. But now in here I do not want that it should be appear as a car. I want it should be encrypted. So now I have to write this command, service password encryption. Now when I write service password encryption, when I do show running config, in here this password is encrypted. It's going to change to something to be 1C #WD5 something garbage value. So simple, guys, this password is going to, this command line, it's going to encrypt all your passwords. So yeah, let's move to the next what we have. The next, that write a description. When you write an extra information about the port, when you want to write an extra information about the port, simple. Interface hostanme 0/0, write description. After description, write anything. Hey guys, please do not connect to this port. Okay. So now look, guys. Now this is a router. It has a port hostanme 0/0. If I want to write extra information in this, what I am writing, I have to use the description. Or suppose in here it is serial port. Suppose interface serial 0/0. So how I should write for this? So I'm writing interface serial 0/0. Then I'm writing description. Then after description, put a space. Then write anything you want. Then this information will appear under this. Suppose if someone do show running config, and the interface serial 0/0, he can see this information. So simple, guys. Description, what is the job of this command? It gives extra information about the port. Okay. Next, logging synchronize. By default, iOS send message notification to the console user at any time, even during the typing of the commands, and all message can appear in the middle of the command. This is really annoying. Solution. What's the solution? We have to use logging synchronize. We have to go logging. Okay. So look, guys. Sometimes we are typing something. Suppose I'm on the router. So suppose I'm writing like this. I'm during on the typing IP address 192.168.1.1. Then after that I have to write the subnet mask 255. Suddenly some message come and disturb me because I have to write 255.255.255.0, but I couldn't because suddenly one message come and enter here, because it is an important notification which is sent by operating system. So in here it is going to disturb you. You haven't finished your commands, suddenly a notification come and disturb you. Now to stop this one, we have to write this one, line console 0 logging synchronize exit. So now what happened? Now it means this message will not appear until you have finished. So now you have to finish the full. After when you finish, then this message will appear. It is not going to disturb you. Look, if you are not using logging synchronize, notification can appear anytime. Suppose when you are typing, suddenly the notification come and disturb you. But if you write this commands line on that time, it is not going to disturb you. When you finish everything, then the notification will come and you can see. So simple. By default, operating system send message to your console user at any time, even during the type of commands. And the message can appear in the middle of your command. That is really annoying. That's very, we can say, frustrating, so weird. So what is the solution? We have to use this. So now in here, when you write this one, so in here you can write directly IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. So now when you finish, then the notification will appear. Now in here you can see that one. It will appear during your typing. In here your typing is finished, then the notification will appear. So yeah, guys. Now let's move the next. Okay. What is exact timeouts? By default, the iOS device will disconnect a console or VTY user after 10 minutes. After how many? 10 minutes. When it is not in use. To arrange a specific duration, we use exact timeout. So, what is the commands? This is the command line. Line console 0, exact timeout. The first one is about minute. The second one is about second. Now it will disconnect you after 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Okay. So now look, guys. Suppose this is my. Wait a minute, I have to draw properly. Suppose this is my router and I am connecting to PC. This is the console. This is the via console. So now what I'm going to, because now I do not have too much work, I'm not touching everything. Suppose maybe I'm busy with my cell phone. I'm not going to touch to this computer and this router. So what happened? After 10 minutes, automatically I'm going to log out from the router. Automatically I'm going to kick out by the router because it is by default. Now what happened? Now I want that it shouldn't be like this. I do not want to be kicked out after 10 minutes. So now in here I have to make a timeout for myself. So you are writing line console 0, then you are writing exact timeout. So in here you can arrange your timeout. That after how many timeout you're going to kick out. Suppose you are writing that after 30 minutes and 5 seconds. So it means that if I am not using the PC and router, after 30 minutes and 5 seconds, I should be kicked out. I should be kicked out or should be logged out. I should be logged out. So in here, how you're going to arrange that time by your own self. By your own self. So this is called exact time out. Okay, then we have how to disable the automatic domain lookup. So what do you mean? Sometimes if by mistake we type some commands wrong, so iOS got stuck for 2-3 minutes. Solution: we can disable automatic domain lookup. It saves our time. So look guys, sometimes we mistype. Suppose we type something wrong. So on here, we are going to stack. It is freezing. We cannot type anything. Suppose I want to write show. Suddenly I do mistake. I'm writing like this, show. When I do enter, I got this message. Now in here, if I press any key, it is not working. It is not working. So now how I should save from this? How I should disable this one, that even if I type anything wrong, I should not freeze. I should not get this message. So on here I have to type this one, no IP domain lookup. It means even if I type mistake something, it means I should not get paused. I should not got stuck. I should not got stuck. So simple guys. Again I'm going to say, okay guys, if I'm not using domain lookup, if I am using domain lookup, suppose I'm not using the domain lookup in here. So in here, if I suppose I'm typing IP address, so now I did mistake. So in here I have to pause. In here 2-3 minutes I cannot work. It means it is freezing. I cannot, if I press any key, it's not working. But if I disable that domain lookup, suppose if I type IPP address, so in here, no pause, I directly work is continuing. I can work, I cannot wait 2-3 minutes. 2-3 minutes. So yeah guys, then let's see, the next one is how to assign duplex for the router port. So there are 3 duplex: half duplex, full duplex, auto duplex. Half duplex, port can send and receive the data, but not in the same time. Full duplex, port can send and receive the data, but in the same time. Not same time, same time. Auto, it depends on the neighbor device port. Example, if it is half duplex, so the router automatically become half duplex. If it is full duplex, the router become half duplex. So how we should make it half duplex or full duplex? I have to go to the interface hostanme 0/0 duplex full. Suppose now this is hostanme 0/0. So what I'm going to write? Interface faster than 0/0, duplex full. Or I'm writing duplex half. Duplex half. If I write duplex auto, what happened? Duplex auto means it depends on the neighbor. So this is my neighbor. Suppose if this is half, automatically this ports become half. And if this port is full duplex, automatically it's become full. So if you put auto it depends on your neighbor. If your neighbor is full duplex, automatically your ports become full duplex. If your neighbor is half duplex, automatically you become half duplex. So yeah guys, let's move to the next what we have. The last one is assigning speed for the router port. So how to assign the speed? It assigns that how much speed we can, in here that it shows how much speed data can move from a router port. How much speed? It can be 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, or 2. So if I want, I'm writing, suppose this is hostanme 0/0. I'm writing interface hostanme 0/0, speed 100. It means this port should send the data in 100 Mbps. 100 Mbps. Or you are writing 10 Mbps. And if you put auto, interface hostanme 0/0, if you put auto means, suppose this port is 100 Mbps. Automatically it becomes 100. If your neighbor is 10 Mbps, it becomes 10 Mbps. So only 2 lines command. 2 lines command. So simple guys, this is how we have covered. So guys, these are the topic which we have covered. Hostname, you change the name of the router. Banner, it gives an information. Apply for password for the user mode, it means line console 0. Apply password for the privilege mode. We can say enable password and enable secret. Apply password for remote configuration, line VTY 0. Encrypt all passwords, service password encryption. Write a description, logging synchronize, exact timeout, domain lookup disabling, duplex, and speed. Okay guys, now hope you guys understood all this. Now we are going to do the practice this on packet tracer. So yeah guys, let's get started.